Hi, my name is Taddiken-Williams. I am a broker with Coldwell Banker Realty Group 1 in Manhattan, Kansas. Today I'm going to take a moment to explain the concept of earnest money. This is something that's really easy to forget about, especially if you bought a home before you're out looking for a new home. You sit down with your agent to draw up an offer and they're like, so how much would you like to put down for earnest money? And you're going, I forgot about this. What is it? Essentially, earnest money is good faith money. It just tells the seller, hey, look, I really do want to negotiate with you about this house. I'm willing to put down X number of dollars on the table to show you that I have some skin in the game. The amount of earnest money that a buyer puts down is first determined by the buyer at the time of writing the offer. Once you submit the offer, a seller could say, hey, you know, that's an agreeable term. I'm okay with that amount of earnest money. Or they may say, hey, you know what? There's something I'm not quite sure about with all this. I want the buyers to increase their closing or their earnest money. That way I know they're really in it. So it's something that's definitely negotiable. When I work with buyers and we're writing an offer, I sit down, we're looking at the price point of the home, and that helps me determine an amount that's customary in our market for that price point of home. Again, it's negotiable. The sellers may request additional earnest money. As you're negotiating the offer, if the offer never comes together, you don't hand over your earnest money. But if you do reach an agreement with the seller and you have a signed contract go into effect, at that point the earnest money does need to be deposited. Earnest money is deposited either by good old-fashioned personal check, or a lot of buyers will even opt to wire their earnest money to the escrow agent. That can be the title company, that could be an attorney's office if an attorney is handling the closing process. The good news is, and this is where buyers get pretty nervous, the sellers never actually see or touch your actual earnest money. They may see a copy of the check, but they never actually keep it. That's done so that way if at any point during the transaction it becomes necessary for the contract to be terminated, both parties to separate, the title company, the attorney's office, whoever that escrow agent is, they can then release the earnest money back to that buyer. So again, sellers never touch it. It's good faith money. It also is counted towards part of your down payment. A lot of times when we're going through the contract, writing up an offer, we're putting down the number of dollars that the buyer is using as a down payment plus the earnest money, and the buyer's mind is just kind of like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. They just see all the money leaving their pocket. Good news again, the earnest money is counted as part of your down payment. It's credited back to you. So let's say you're intending to have a down payment of $10,000 at the time of closing. You negotiate an earnest money payment of $500. Well, you've already put $500 out there towards your home purchase. So now at the time of closing, you only have to bring $9,500 to closing. So you have your down payment, then the credit for how much your earnest money was. Down payment minus that tells you how much you need to bring to closing. So earnest money, it just lets the sellers know that you are interested in talking with them. You're willing to put something out there on the table, have some skin in the game. One thing that we run into as well, on occasion we'll have buyers who are using a 0% down loan option. They're wanting to close with as little out of pocket as possible, and all of a sudden this concept of earnest money comes up and they're like, well, you know, we're at a price point where $1,000 is common. We don't want to pay $1,000 at closing. Again, good news, because earnest money gets credited back to you, if you can negotiate a contract where really you end up, you know, not having to pay anything at time of closing, but you put $1,000 down in earnest money, that $1,000 is credited back so you know, break even. You don't have to pay anything at closing. If you have any questions about earnest money, give me a holler. My cell phone number is 785-341-9695, or you can contact me via any of the communication methods listed in my business card immediately following this video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.